Might be a record for lateness, not sure. Definitely up there. I feel like I missed a lot. What's up, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me. Let me just fix everything real fast. It refuses to stay that way. What is up, everybody? This is Dead Dodge Garage Live. You made it. And I made it too. But there was a delay. Oh, that's so crisp. Josh with the first comment. Bell James, Rich Jordan, Brad's Restorations, Robert Fitch, Keith Calitri. My sister, who reminds us all to slap the like button for glory. Or whatever. Amen. Glenn Uromi. Old Stuff Rules. All right. Dan Tupper, how you doing? Richard Scott, good evening from Wisconsin. Good evening from not Wisconsin. Oh, lame. Evan's got the stomach bug. That sucks. Kelly Smith. Siri says it's time for DDG, so welcome to it. You made it. Jeff Militich, you are here. You said you might be taking a nap. Howdy, Lovejoy. How's it going? Back from the land of horse crap and poor scheduling decisions. Nice. Nice. Our chickens cross the road all the time. Something about yearning for death. Yeah. Oh yeah, Tom, Josh did not know that you are a twin. Half of a pair of twins. Gold leader standing by. Kelly Smith says to play Creep by Radiohead. I've never played it before. I probably could though. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want. That might be right. That's wrong. Anyway, that's what I got. Yeah. My sister can play that on the ukulele. Nice. I'm out buying a Ford. No, I volunteered to help build the set for a local children's production of Finding Nemo, which my daughter's in. And that's how I ruined my ankle yesterday. Although it's doing a lot better today. Hell yeah, Ray. Mostly Mopar, happy Sunday. Stacy Renner is back in the land of cell phone service. Crashes Roadrunner Garage, how you doing? 69 Cornet 500 is back as well. Donnie is here, but he can't stay. Fine. Be that way. I've never seen Jamie more disappointed than when he found out the Power Wagon had already been revived. I didn't even get to fix the gas leak. Excuse me. Snowmonk VX, how you doing? David Biznett, enjoyed the videos this week. Good job on the 57. Thank you. Ugh, I'm full of burps. Yeah, thanks. That video is actually doing really well. It's still in competition with the Uncle Tony video and the What Broke on the Car video, which people liked a lot. But it's in third right behind those. Gary's truck was doing very, very well yesterday. Oh yeah, I forgot this thing doesn't like to focus. Anyway. The 57 video flew past that one, so hey, I'll take it. Works for me. Alan Perryman, how you doing? Classic Dude Mike, what is up? I haven't learned that song yet. Need to do that. There's so many songs I have to learn. Oh, good. Jeff took his nap earlier. Very good. Very good. Daryl Burgess is here from the wilds of Spokaloo? I'm not familiar, although I think I drove through there recently. Kevin Brunk, hello from Wisconsin. Everybody's in Wisconsin. Vic is late. Hey, Vic. All is pretty well. But the real question is, how many early 90s Daytonas is too many 90s Daytonas? Pretty sure the answer is any and all. Yeah, well, thanks. I do have Google. I could find the lyrics for Creep if I wanted to. What am I looking at? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah, any. I'm going to bring home a rare and desirable, the chords G, B7, C, C minor. That's what I played. I just figured it out. I'm good at that. It's just I played a minor the second time, which was wrong. Anyway, I'm going to be bringing home a rare and definitely not desirable 80s Mopar sometime in the near future. Looking forward to it. 69 Cornet 500 had a bear run through today. Wow. Mopar Jimmy, how you doing? 110 degrees in Vegas. Nope. Good on that. Oh, awesome. Glenn Uromi says, car is running so much better now. Thanks for the advice this week. Edelbrock's rule. I completely agree. Really like them. If you want a carb that just like works, get yourself an Edelbrock. Wow. I want to try bump starting my car now. Damn interesting factoids. Daddy's Money Garage guys demonstrated that with 60. Yeah, it was a 65. Yeah, so I guess 65 still does have the rear pump. Two different people asked me that in comments on that video today, and I wasn't sure. But now that I think about it, yeah, it must still have the rear pump for 65. They went to slip yoke, but they still had cable control, and they must have still had the pump. Good evening. That's terrible. Good evening, all classics. How are you doing there? Survived the brutal heat at the Dixie Nationals Sega race. Yeah, I wish I could have been there. I really like that Sega thing quite a bit. Anyway, someone told me today that phlegm noises and coughing and that sort of thing are YouTube faux pas. And I was like, yeah, well, pretty much that's why I do it. Anyway, I think anyone normal would edit them out. Yeah, Vic, yes, I saw your live stream invite. I make no promises. When I got the email, it was yesterday, and I think I mentioned I goofed up my ankle, and so I pretty much just couldn't move. And so I was just sitting in bed, and I got a live stream invite, and I was like, oh, that would be fun. Oh, it's on Monday. Anyway. End of Time is having black cherry cider. Nice. I am still on the white peach. One of these days, I need to get into the stuff that was sent over from the Pennsylvania. Dang it. I was just looking right at it. Nope, I got nothing. Anyway, I like cider. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Pretty sure. Who dares message me? Yeah. Oh, wow. One of my brothers is home. The other one's in Portland. Guess which one is which. Mad Brags. The 73 Charger I just bought has a new headliner in it, but no dome light or shoulder belts. It should have these things, right? Yes. Yeah, that has the standard universal, every body style got it dome light. So they just didn't put it back in. It maybe it's up above the headliner, who knows. And yeah, you should have shoulder belts too. 73 is still a click-in separate shoulder belt. So there should also be clips up there to stow it. Yeah. Frankly speaking, hi Jamie. I know you mentioned you were planning on working out a deal with Tom on that RT Dakota, but I would like to know if he's lost his interest in it, and if so, what would you want? Well, you're going to have to talk to Tom because it's his now. Deal done been did. I own a ramp truck now, which, yeah. So send Tom an email. It's tom@rocketresto.com. Good evening, 38 POS Racing. How you doing? Yeah, plenty cool over here. Actually, I almost needed a flannel. Just ridiculous. No, Mike, I don't know that. Return of the Grievous Angel? Save and do a duet with Sis on Creep in the future. Yeah, we could probably do that. Spitfire Mike. Yeah, but also, so the thing about YouTubers is we're supposed to go off the deep end for the grams, and that video has more views in less time than I think anything he's either ever done or done in quite a while, because he did have some pretty successful ones, like especially around the Meekum stuff, and his first cop car video did really well too, thanks to yours truly. But yeah, he had a point to make, and he made it, and he's absolutely right. And as soon as he told me he was thinking about that, I was like, yep. And you can use my Facebook ad for 2 Barracuda windows that has literally been up for years with 0 offers as evidence to your point. Beaker138 wants to know, hey dude, hi. Have you ever used or installed an Adco sway bar? Rear. My daughter bought me one, was not what I was planning on, but I couldn't bring myself to say anything. I haven't used Adco. I've heard of them. I'm sure it's fine. There's, if it fits the car. Ooh, that's sick. Empire Rust is at Rocky Mountain Race Week, which I didn't even realize was this week. Anyway, so you keep sending me cool stuff. Just sent me that. Oh, yeah. I need like a second camera to show my phone on. He sent me this picture earlier of his tow truck next to a Suburban with multiple turbos. And I was like, yours is missing a couple turbos. He said, very much so. Anyway, yeah, if it's a sway bar that fits your car, I would not be afraid to use it. Sway bar is a sway bar as far as I'm concerned, as long as you can bolt it on there. The ones on Mike's white 64 Dart, which I am working on a video for now, finally, are homemade. He made them. They work great. Dave LA is here and says, I liked all the videos this week. The cop car one reminded me of my high school days. My best friend had a 70s Fury Minnesota State Patrol car. Lots of fun and trouble. Yep, I bet. Big Bad Jones, how you doing? Guy Kugler, I'm doing great. Reinhardt Kornbreg, all kinds of names a few minutes ago. Yeah. People were talking about power glides. Not sure why, but that 64 Bel Air sedan here also has a power glide. Daryl, how you doing? Big Bad Jones is still sad about the Bluesmobile. Yeah, I get it. The thing is, like, excuse me, if we could, like, be paid to work on it for a few hours, it would be fixed already. But that's not the deal. So, yeah. Classic Dude Mike would love to see me do a guitar safari of my local used guitar stores. Bet your commentary would be hilarious. There is one guitar store here now, exactly one. And I do like that place a lot, actually. Guy Kugler, did you ever have a Dodge Dakota convertible pickup? No. I've seen one, I think. 69 Cornet 500 wants to know, Jamie, is that a Baseman head behind you? Even better. That is a 1968 Baseman 50 head. That is a matching 215 cab. I picked that up a month and a half, 2 months ago. It fit in the Challenger barely. Like, barely got through the trunk opening, and I had to fold the seats forward like 6 inches, which is unfortunate because I was really hoping it would like fit in that car to go to shows and stuff. Anyway, that is a Showman 212 cap, like a 1966 or so, something like that. And it's got Jensen's in it, which is awesome. No idea what speakers are in that one. I haven't used it for anything but playing in here so far. But yeah, I was excited to have that because the Showman heads are wider, so my Bassman head doesn't screw onto that. So now I have this. And now that I have it, I don't even think I want it anymore. I want a more modern bass rig. And by more modern, I mean like either some kind of Sun or, well, there are a couple other things I'm looking at. But anyway, the Bassman is a fantastic guitar amp. My buddy Drew and I, who that came from, we were just talking about this last night. Amazing guitar amp. Not a great bass amp. Anyway, and then over there is my Silvertone Twin 12. Snowmonk's got a tech question. Fresh built 383, souped up cam, valves, board 30 over. Breaking complete. What's your 4 steps for tuning? Carb and timing, listening, idle adjustment. Well, yeah, all of those, and one after the other. You want to get the timing right first, and depending on the cam in this thing, you probably want to curve your distributor. If it's a stock distributor, then you're pretty much not going to have a good time. I've done this like 4 times in the past month, and I've got a lot of videos on it too. I did it on the Toolbox Charger. I did a pretty detailed job on that one. I did a video called Performance Timing Curves for Dummies Like Me on my Demon, the 360. And I just did, well, I didn't recurve the GTX. I just timed it. It had already been curved, I think. Anyway, yeah, get the timing right and everything else will follow. But yeah, I mean, I'll do it by ear. Yeah, just go watch those videos where I walk through the process. If you have questions, you can always email me. But I would start with timing. It's kind of the most important thing. And it's the thing that, like, I have so many different videos on doing this because it is so often wrong. See, Storai is here. How you doing? Granddad's Junk as well. How you doing there? Sam Cooper says, play a couple riffs on your guitar for us. Okay. I'll play a couple riffs. You ready? Here we go. That's at least a couple. Yeah. And Brian503. I know it's not about Mopar, but how long have you been into punk rock? I'm not a punk rocker. my go-to riff is Metallica. Figure that one out. Yeah, I've never really played punk rock. I've played some different things, but I've recorded a lot of punk rock because there were so many punk bands around here. But yeah, that was never quite my thing. I was always like, when I was a teenager, I was super into blues, classic rock, blues rock. And then about 20, we started the band Whitewood Funk. I'm wearing the shirt. Whitewood Funk. That's Pelican. And that was a stoner metal band. It was pretty fun. Anyway, I'm still kind of in between those two things. BCC Photech is here and says, just watched Topless and Frontless Christine. Topless Christine would have been a way better thumbnail title. Dang it. I'm going to have to write that down. I hope you don't mind. Topless Christine. Nice. Topless Christine. A great way to destroy your new engine. That's a video that did not come out this week. It's coming out next week. It's going to be great. And by great, I mean... Frankly speaking. Okay, Jamie. Okay. I want to get a decent intake for my 273 on my 68 satellite. What do you recommend, and do you know of anyone who's got one along with a decent carburetor? You want an Edelbrock Performer. If it's a 68 273, that's a standard head, the one that was shared with the 318, so you don't have to worry about the special bolt pattern on that one. So an Edelbrock Performer. It's a small port aluminum manifold. Works great for engines like that. Excuse me. And then you want a small Edelbrock. 650 would be the biggest. And really, you want to run like a 500 or 550 if you can come up with one of those. 650 will be okay, but 273, little teeny tiny displacement engine. 650 is kind of overkill. Unless you're revving into the moon, which I assume you are not. So yeah, that's what you want. I don't have any Performers. I have had so many of those over the years, but I'm sold out. Yeah. And I don't think Tom does either. Don Ross, how you doing? Kathleen Murray says, listening to that turbo spool made me drool. Which one? Full Garage, how you doing? I had a good weekend. Mostly, well, except for the time where I ruined my ankle. Broken Patriot, howdy. How you doing? David Frias, what is up? Oh yeah, frankly speaking, is also anxiously awaiting my video on doing a 273. Yeah, me too. I really need to get my bench cleared off, and then I'm going to lay out all the components I have, and then we can finally talk about it. I really need to make progress on the Barracuda in general. I started doing an axle swap 2 months ago, and it is still in the driveway with no rear axle. So, yeah. Yeah, Ray. Yep. Square magnet Jensen's. Yep. That's what's in that. And that's what's in that amazing sounding 212. I love that cab. I've run the basement on that cab for a long, long time, but I just really wanted the fender. So I got it. That one was in the window on display at Capital City Music or Capital City Guitars, whatever the heck it's called, in Olympia, Washington, downtown. Yeah, that showman was in the window. They had 2 other Fender cabs in their like amps for sale section, but I wanted that one because it had Jensen's, and you could probably tell from here it's like super road worn. It's all dinged up, and oh, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, didn't even see the Silvertone. It's behind my head. And it looks a little weird because it's got the like oxblood grill cloth instead of the weird cream color that the Silvertone's supposed to have. That cab is also like spray painted super dark green or like black that faded to green. Anyway, the head is still all original, but unfortunately that corner is blown out. So if you try to lift it by the handle, it opens. It's not good. Paul Shea, how you doing? John Mullins, if you could own any car that's come through a rocket, which would it be? That's a tough one. I mean, I got to work on a Daytona, right? So that's tempting, but I also have a normal Charger, and frankly, I'd rather just have the normal Charger. I have 2. I forgot. Oh, that was nice. There's also a Hemi Cuda. Black Hemi Cuda, although it's originally sand beige. That one's pretty good. My other answer, I think my gut answer is Murray's 344 speed B7 Blue Cuda. And the reason I like it, first off, it's 340, and 340s are the best, 4-speed and everything. And it's just a beautiful car. It's in great shape, but it's almost the twin of my Demon, right? It's the blue color, although it's a darker blue. 71, 340, 4-speed, stripe delete or not ordered with a stripe, whichever. It's Cuda. Yeah, so you would have had to order it with the stripe, right? I don't think that was standard, but I don't know. Anyway, no stripe, no vinyl top, just blue 344 speed. The only difference is, well, obviously it's a Cuda, and also my interior's black, which I prefer. But I really like that car. And there have been other e-bodies too, but I think that one is like, if I were to order an e-body new, it would have been that. So that's why I like it. Kathleen Murray wants to know if I've ever had a harmonic balancer go. I haven't. I've heard of it happening. It's kind of like the timing chain thing. Like, I've never had a timing chain jump or strip out a gear, or my friend did once. But yeah, that is something that has never happened to me yet. Nice. Classic Dude Mike wanted to buy a Dakota convertible, but ended up buying an 87 Jeep Comanche two-wheel drive black sport truck with the awesome 6-cylinder. The wife ran off and took it with her. That's unfortunate. 87 with the awesome 6-cylinder. Wouldn't an 87 Comanche have the GM V6 still? 2.8? Which is not awesome. But if it was the inliner, yeah. Yeah. Glad you guys like to enter Sandman. Uh-huh. Dan Tupper had some other ideas for manifolds. The Street Master is just so restrictive. Painfully restrictive. And we've run performers on the 273. It's cool. Jordan. Hey, Jamie, any updates on your Ratty 69 Charger? I've been collecting parts. So I bought a trunk floor, rear tail panel, like the whole back of the car from my brother, David's brother, Andrew. I don't remember. They're in Vancouver. They found me quarter panels and slot mags, nice 15-inch slot mags. And then I got a 440 for it, and I'm just collecting the last couple pieces for that. And then just last week, when I got back from my trip, I spent a ridiculous amount of money on a nice-ish, slightly cracked up, original set of black 1969 Dodge Charger seats. So I have seats, and I have metal, and I have an engine, and I have wheels. So all I need to do is start putting it together. So I think I'm going to sell it. I haven't committed to that yet. I'm either because I spent a lot of money on a road trip and realized I made some really bad decisions. So I may sell it for the right amount of money. There's one person that's really, really interested in it. So it might get shipped far, far away from here. And if that does not happen, then I'm just going to dig in. But I haven't had a chance to do that yet. And I really need to make a lot more progress on the Dart Sport that is here before I do anything else selfish. So, yeah. That's going to be a little bit. If it doesn't sell to that guy, it'll be a bit. Oh, speaking of Empire Rust, there's Empire Rust. Howdy from Tulsa Raceway Park. Rocky Mountain Race Week, day 1. Nice. Yeah. If I still have my bass, we can get Donnie to play his pipes and do a killer Enter Sandman. Nice. Tailfin. Oh, that's a great handle and a great picture. What are your thoughts on Exner Mopars? Excuse me. Full of burps. Sorry, I read ahead. My thoughts on Exner Mopars. Some of them are great. Some of them are terrible. And there wasn't a whole lot in between. 55 was Exner's first clean sheet design. And I love 55s. I've had a 55 Chrysler 4-door. One of my few dream cars I've never yet owned. 55 Chrysler 2-door. I don't care if it's a New Yorker or what, but ideally a 300, C300. I bid on one, which was the one I almost bought in Vancouver. I told you guys about that because it was sitting there forever, and it was so dumb. Like the 2 days after I had a certain amount of money, and the bid ended up going $200 over what I was willing to spend at that time. And like 2 days later, my Power Wagon sold, and I had the money, and it was infuriating, and I knew that was going to happen. Maybe it was a week later, but the point is, 55s. I love 55s. 56, I don't love as much, especially the New Yorker got a little uglier. 57 things started getting weird, but I still think they're cool. Like the 57 Plymouth, I've seen them before and I thought they were really goofy, but now I'm looking at them with a little bit different perspective, and I think the 57s and 58s are pretty good looking. 59, I don't like the toilet bowl, but I do kind of like the big fin on 59. I saw a two-door hardtop 59 as I was researching for this video, to make sure I was saying the right things. And I like that a lot from the side, but I don't like the toilet bowl they put on the trunk. So, yeah, things got really weird in 60 or 61. Whenever Exner had his heart attack, post heart attack Exner, things got weird. And the 62 debacle, of course, yeah, not great. Vic says Exner Mopars rule. So, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of them are very good. And also, he kind of got the whole 62 thing, downsizing the designs and flat glass and whatever. I still think they would have been weird, but maybe less weird. They're polarizing, I can tell you that. I like forward look stuff, a lot of it. But a lot of it looks weird to me. So, I definitely get people crapping on him, but I wouldn't do that to all of his cars. I think a lot of his cars are good looking. Robert Dentler has a TSB on V6 Challengers. If you hear thumping coming from the front tunnel, check your center bearing. It's not replaceable, at least at the dealership level. Must be replaced. Well, that's good to know. I'll keep an ear out for that. My car doesn't even have 100,000 miles on it yet, thankfully. Steve Hovey, how you doing? David Frias. Question, Jamie. So many questions tonight. If you guys have questions, go ahead and ask them, and I'll try and answer them. I want to fix the burn-up wires in my 74 Dart. Can I replace the fusible links with inline fuses? Is it possible? And if so, what amp fuses do I need? Well, there's only one fusible link in your 74. You can replace it with a fuse. I would prefer not to, but you can. It's got to be able to carry the load of the entire electrical system and the charge the alternator can put out. And if you're a stock alternator, that can't be more than 63 amps. So something like 60 amps, I guess. If it were me, so if you're trying to diagnose this whole thing, right? This was the one that, or maybe this was a different car. I don't know. Because I remember talking to someone a week or two ago about one that was popping the fusible link. Maybe that was you, maybe not. Don't remember. Anyway, if you're trying to get to the bottom of your issue and figure out where your short is and stuff, it's a fine idea to wire in an inline fuse temporarily, because it's a whole lot easier to keep swapping fuses out than wiring fusible links. But I think if that was the case, once the problem is solved, I'd want to put a fusible link back in. But that's just me. But a fuse will work. Larry Barker, just 20 minutes late. Hope you're doing well tonight. Well, technically you're 30 minutes late, but I was 10 minutes late, so I guess it's like, it all works out. I'm doing great, thanks, Larry. Vintage 76 Garage. The real Christine had 4 doors. Indeed, in the book, but no one remembers the book. They remember the movie. Steve Hovey, when will the Fury video be out? The next Fury video, the Fury road trip finale? No idea. Effie Gardner, how you doing? Chase Tarswell says Ford equals good. Okay, but you might have come to the wrong live stream. Nice. Richard Scott wants to know, when a rocker shaft is on backwards on a 360, how long will it survive with roller rockers? Okay, so you say backwards, and I assume what you mean by backwards is the oiling holes pointing up instead of down, and they're also angled, so they could be angled the right way or the wrong way. You don't want to know how many years it took me to realize that. Anyway, how long will it survive? If you've got roller rockers, usually those enclose that section with the oil hole. So it really doesn't matter which way it's pointing. You should be fine. the top end also doesn't get full oil pressure ever. What it gets is a brief connection to the oil galley through the cam bearing. So you can lose excessive oil that way, but that oil flow is restricted. So even with normal rockers, I don't know. It's not good. I'm just saying, like, even with it in upside down with the oil holes exposed, I don't think it could necessarily spew all the oil. Anyway, maybe a really long time if you've got rollers, because again, that section should be enclosed. So it might not hurt anything, but I could be wrong. And the large hole, are the bolt holes? Well, they got to be large enough for some oil flow. Yeah. I don't know. I can't answer that. Big Bad Jones, what can I do to get my 72 Coronet with 318 that is completely stock except for 4-barrel intake and 500 CFM ABS2 to do a burnout? Check your timing. Good place to start. You may not have enough. Even when it's stock, they'll take a good bit more base timing than the sticker says. So that can help. But if you've got like 2 7 gears in the back, that's going to be a big problem. And make sure you're getting full throttle. There's another good one. Because you aren't always. And what was I going to say? Sometimes they just don't have it. Some Slant 6s do burnouts and some do not. So timing would be your best place to look. Timing, make sure you're getting full throttle, and maybe do a compression check. And if the numbers are like 110 or lower, you got a pooch there. It's not going to do anything cool. J Hill Audio wants to know if I've got a time frame for my next bike video. I don't. I had lots of encouraging comments on that video, but also almost no one watched it compared to my regular viewership. So I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know. I haven't touched it anymore. It's still just sitting there. Guy Kugler, the next time you drag race the Demon, how's about an in-car camera? Guy, I don't know how to tell you this, but I have literally had an in-car camera every single time I've gone drag racing. Every single pass. If you go back and watch the videos, you'll see that. And that's how people knew that knew to make fun of my shifting, was from the in-car camera. Speed and Demon says, bring back the ponytail. I don't want the ponytail back. I need a haircut. I was supposed to get a haircut before I left for the trip, but it just hasn't happened. Cypher F, what is up? Josh, I know you've worked on the King of the Hill 426 Hemi. Have you ever worked on or rode in a 426 wedge? No, I haven't, and I'd like to. Colton Tarswell. Jamie, my 77 LA360 and my W100 Power Wagon lost spark. The distributor started buzzing. I don't get it. The buzz is spark jumping around in there probably, and you most likely have a bad ignition module. I've seen that happen before. It could be a distributor problem, I guess. Refer to my Mopar ignition systems, classic Chrysler ignition systems, or whatever it's called, video, and do the 2 tests that I do, and that should help you nail down whether it's module or distributor. Although a commenter did tell me that their bad ignition module still did the test spark thing. It just sometimes wouldn't run. Albert, hi Jamie, fellow bassist. I am that. Oh, Classic Dude Mike says that was an inline 6. Very good. Very good. Raz Restorations. Jamie, what option package got the shaker hood on Cudas? Well, if you ordered a shaker hood, you got it. A Hemi would automatically have a shaker in a Cuda. But that's it. Beyond that, you had to order it. But you could order it with 340, 440, 383. Is that it? I think that's it. Sure. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so 86 must have been the last year for the 2.8. Yeah, if they had the 2.5, yeah, because the 2.5 was essentially designed to replace the 2.8. And that's why, if you don't know this, the 2.5 liter, unlike the 4-liter Jeep engine, the 2.5 uses the BOP bolt pattern for the transmission because it was designed to go in place of the 2.8. 2.1 diesel. I'm not familiar with that one at all. Very cool. Yeah. Oh, apparently John Force crashed. I didn't know that. Super Satellite Garage, what is up? Richard Scott, how's Stone Soup doing? I don't know, Vic, how's Stone Soup doing? I have not seen any updates since it left Junkyard Necromancer. He did a video on it. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. It's pretty cool. He gave the valve cover an American flag themed paint job, which is awesome, except the rest of the engine is still garbage. He pulled the valve cover, painted it, cleaned underneath. What else did he do? He checked the timing. Or I think he did. He changed the carb gasket. Did he go through the carburetor? I think he did. It was brand new though. Anyway, he did a bunch of stuff, and then at the end, he did a burnout. It's funny, okay? It's funny. Anyway, so I'm not sure. I have not kept myself aware of its movements since there. Oh, great question. Yo Mama's YT just commented at the very end, so I'll just bring that up because I was just talking about it. Do you have any good one-barrel carburetor suggestions for a Slant 6? Yes, it's literally only Carter BBS. And unfortunately, I said that in a video, and I think all of the ones that were available on eBay are gone. Might be my fault. Anyway, the other one that's pretty good is the Holley 1945. And that's the one they used in the later 70s. Like the Volare that I had here had a 1945 on it. And those are okay. It's just the 1920 that's absolutely terrible. So if you can't get your hands on a BBS, get a 1945. It'll work. Is it still a Mopar if 90% of it is aftermarket? 90%? I don't know. It's the Grandpa Zach's question. It's a great philosophical debate. Kelly Smith's eating chili dogs. I had pupusas for dinner. Actually, I already ate dinner. Figure that one out. I never eat dinner this early. But we skipped lunch, so there you go. Apparently someone thinks it's the 4th already. But think how handy that trunk-mounted toilet would be to have on a road trip. Dude, there's nothing like towing around your own toilet. Telling you. It's great. It's the best thing about having a camper. There are a lot of good things about having a camper and a lot of bad, like the fact that it just sits in your driveway like forever and never gets used and molds over, and then you clean it and then you don't go on your trip and then the cycle repeats. But having your own toilet at all times on the road, can't recommend that enough. Anyway. CWM. Oh, Cold War Motors did an amazing job on the 60 Fury. I bought the t-shirt. Multiple people have commented to tell me about Cold War Motors. I am aware of Cold War Motors. Yeah. Helping Hand. Yeah, Exner had a heart attack in 1958. So the 60 models were pretty well finished, but not the 61s. Yeah, things started getting out of hand. Cave Dave, how you doing? Yeah, gotcha. Robert Dentler, the entire drive shaft must be replaced if that center support thing happens. Damn them. Cypher F. Fighting 81 plastic 30-gallon W150 sending unit. Any tips about squeeze and turning? I thought that one doesn't screw in. I thought in those plastic tanks in that time they screwed in. Mark Farr Jones. Hello from Oz. Hello from the US. Love your show and Uncle Tony as well. One question. How did it come to pass that Slant 6s in the USA topped out at 225 CI, but Oz developed a 245 and 265 CI Hemi 6? Why didn't the US? Well, first off, the Hemi 6 is awesome. The Slant 6, awesome's the wrong word. It was never a horsepower engine. You guys with those Hemi 6s, totally different deal. Totally different deal. Over here, the Slant 6 was an afterthought. It was like, oh, you want a cheap car? Here you go. Have the Slant 6. You're welcome. I mean, okay, in the very, very beginning, they did kind of sort of have sporting pretensions. They had sporty ideas in mind for them, like the Hyperpack, going road racing and all that. But that went away really fast. I think they realized they just sucked. But they had excellent longevity. You know, they made no power. The cylinder head on the Slant 6 is so restrictive. It can't support a bigger displacement. It doesn't make any horsepower on the 225 at that size. It's just not a good design. That's the thing. I mean, it was a great design for longevity, and a decent design for fuel economy, but not a good design for power. And so there was no more developing to be done, really. Yeah, the 170 Slant was kind of, well, anemic also, very small displacement engine, but it was a happier runner than the 225. There just wasn't anything left on the bone there, I don't think. And we had V8s. And the thing is, like, a Performance 6 just didn't make sense in that time. I don't think, you know, that's my assumption. Like, you could just get a V8. So that's what we did. That's the best explanation I've got. Oh, Mopar Jimmy, that was his Duster. Okay, yeah. There you go. I'm terrible with names. I hope everyone's okay with that. Steve Hovey thought you mentioned about a Fury video coming out next. Fury stuff. Sorry, at the very, very end of the video, I said we're going to do Fury stuff. But the Fury stuff is the dual quad poly intake. That was an original Fury part. The first Furies had a dual quad poly engine. So we have an intake and a pair of whatever you call those, WCFBs, and we're going to put those on the convertible, and it's going to be sick. So yeah, Fury stuff, but not a Fury car. Excuse me, I'm just full of burps tonight. Rodsterations with the tough questions. Jamie, fries or tater tots? It's fries for me, Rods. No Clue Garage is late again. How the hell are you this evening, Jamie? I'm okay. I'm full of burps. But yeah, I'm doing good. Speed and Demon, of course, at the time the Slant 6 landed on the 225 size, emissions were not thought of yet. It wasn't a thing. Oh, how is the Slant 6 225 different in design to the Hemi 6? Oh, that's the big question. And that I did kind of just touch on that, but it's very, very different. It's extremely different because of everything about them, essentially. Yeah. I mean, they are similar in that they are inline engines. The manifolds actually look pretty similar too, but the layout of the Hemi 6 is just so much better. The chamber's better. The valve setup's better. It is physically larger. Yeah. They're still not crossflow. For some reason, I was thinking they are, and they're not. No. Yeah, that Hemi 6 just had way better potential than the Slant. Yeah. Oh, speaking on that point about emissions, people keep saying that I've seen this argued in many places, and actually Junkyard Necromancer was one of the people that said this, that vacuum advance off of a ported connection so that it doesn't work at idle was only used for emissions purposes, and that is not true. Chrysler used ported vacuum for vacuum advance like in the 1940s. Emissions were not thought of yet then. Dalton Sparks, late, but I made it. Hey, what's the little channel in the side of an oil pan on the inside passenger side? Is it for the dipstick? Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a truck van pan. There's a channel because the dipstick is up here at the front, but it can't reach the sump. So it goes through that. It's much, much longer. It goes through the channel. It bends down and then kicks downward into the sump. So, yeah, there you go. Play Dire Wolf. I ain't know what that is. Raymond Paz is here. Or Pause? Pause? I don't know. Greetings from Eastern Ontario, Canada. I've got a 2016 200S V6. What brand of rockers and lifters would you recommend I buy for the undoubtedly going to happen failure? I would go to the dealer and get dealer parts. That's what I did for every rocker I ever had to do at my old shop. So yeah, Melling might have cams. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Oh, rockers and lifters. Sorry, it's the same part. It's just same thing. Sorry, I take that back. Lifters. Yeah, okay. The rocker is it's both, right? It's direct acting or whatever. It rides on the camshaft. So you just have to get the little rocker arm. There's a lash adjuster. You don't have to replace that. Nice. Dan Mafia is here and says, hey, Jamie, love your show. Saw your episode on the Belvedere tonight. Can we hope for more videos from that build? Yeah, we've got some ideas. We've got some ideas on that. So I don't know when, but yeah, we're definitely going to do more with it. The people love that car, which means I will definitely be pushing to do more with it. And we have some cool parts and some excellent ideas that everyone will love. So homeless guy fixes cars. Another commenter just said, would love to see this again soon. And then a commenter on that video said, homeless guy fixes cars. You're not the first to say that. That would be, oh, what is that guy's name? I don't even remember. Dang it. I don't remember, and it doesn't matter. David Frias has a 1945 on a slant, and it's pretty good. Cypher F says 6145. I have no idea what that is. 92 power diesel. I have a 1988 D350 with a 360 that blew up. Do you think I should rebuild an engine for it or try and find a running engine? It shouldn't be too hard to find a running 360. I mean, how long do you want it to live? I would just go find another runner, but if you love this truck and you want it to go forever, then rebuild one. You know, I mean, you're going to spend a few grand to do it right, and that's not too bad. Yeah. Steve Hovey says, my father has a 2-barrel intake for a 225 slant. It's just going to waste. We don't have that truck anymore. You can go ahead and mail it to me. I don't have any need for it right now. They're kind of valuable. I sold my last one and shipped it to California. And I got pretty good money for it, and that was like 6 years ago. Cypher F says, oh, it's a 1945 in disguise. Gotcha. Yeah. See you later, Richard Scott. Thanks for being here. Josh Homan, how you doing? Doing 3 live streams at once. That's rough. That's really rough. Don Ross's 62 Dodge Dart GT. 62 Dart's the big one. 63 GT? Would turn tires in 2 gears. Nice. Ray Adkins. Hey, Jamie, there's a Dodge Swinger down here with a V8 in Mechanicsville, Virginia. There's a place called Mechanicsville, Virginia? I want to go there. Cool, but I can find one closer than Virginia. Yeah, I actually know that. I've read that. AMC Guy always has the interesting tidbits. Believe it or don't, the Oz Hemi 6 was actually designed in the US as a truck engine. Oz needed an engine. Chrysler did not want to equip another plant, so they sent the 6 prototype to Australia. That is what happened, as I understand it, as I have read. Crashes Roadrunner Garage. Jamie, what would be a good 4-barrel for a stock 225? None. Like, why would you do that? Super 6 is great. 4-barrel's ridiculous. But 390 Holly, the world's tiniest Edelbrock? I don't know. They don't... In stock form, why would you do that? It's probably not worth it, man. Especially for what those manifolds are worth. Yeah, Mopar Jimmy sent me an email. All right, I'll check it out later. Oh, cool. Oh, I want one of those. My only classic is a 67 Cougar, and I absolutely love it. I want a Cougar. Yeah, 67, 68. I want that. So I'll trade you something for it. Anyway, I really badly want a Mopar project. Any recommendations for pre-70 Mopars for someone who's never owned or worked on one before? Any? I mean, whatever one that you like, one you can get your hands on. I mean, I used to say A-bodies. The problem is A-bodies are expensive now, so that kind of sucks. Yeah. But early A's are still not worth the same amount of money. The one thing that sucks on early A's is there's no room to do anything. So, yeah. Anyway, whatever you can get your hands on. I mean, A-body, B-body, C-body, whatever. B-bodies are going to be expensive, like basically all of them. That's your mid-sized cars, your Belvederes, your Chargers, your Roadrunners, etc. So... whatever you can find and afford. C-bodies are cheaper, generally. Unless it's like a special, rare, desirable one. You could probably get a hold on that. They're big cars. Easy to work on. Comfortable highway cruisers. So yeah, I don't know. Whatever you can get your hands on. Kind of like all of them. I'm really an A-body guy at heart. But B-bodies are better. David Frias wants to know how to get a Slant 6 Hemi. I believe Pontiac had those. Cypher F's 81 Slant 6 has 30-gallon tank, and it has the plastic teeth and ring. Is that the spinny ring? 81. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I've never dealt with that in that era. I'm familiar with the 90s stuff, and I'm familiar with the 70s stuff, but... I am of no help on that one. Yeah. Could putting a 4-pin ignition module in a dual point ballast system cause any problems? No, sorry. Dual point. You said dual point, and then I was thinking about dual ignition points. Yeah, dual circuit ballast. No, the 4-pin can go right in place of the 5-pin, no problem. You cannot put a 5-pin module in a circuit that was designed for a 4-pin. The 5-pin module needs the dual circuit ballast. The 4-pin does not. But yeah, you can put the 4 in place of the 5, no problem at all. Yeah, Robert Fitch, I agree. 57 was a great year for Exner cars. Love the topless Christine. 62. 1962 Dodge Dart. If you insist. But I don't... If there was a GT module of the B-body Dart in 1962, I am not aware of it. The trim levels were Dart, Dart 330, Dart 440, and Polara 500. There was no GT. That was a B-body in 62. Nice. Yeah. Dave Stark has already figured out the plot for the next video, if I have anything to say about it. I was digging the Belvedere, and it whispered to me that it wanted its third pedal back. Yeah, 4-speed would fix all that. And if we just happen to have one sitting around with the Ball and Trunnion 4-bolt drive shaft hookup, God, that would just be... it would just go together really well, right? Automatic's messed up anyway, so... yeah... That's all I have to say about that. Linkage will be fun to figure out. Yeah. Oh, nice. Downtown Power and Sound is digging the 57 Belvedere rescue. Take 2 attaboys out of petty cash. Don't mind if I do, but I'll keep the receipts. Stephen Andrews finally made it. What is up? Oh, Dan Mafia. I have done this in the live stream before and it didn't go well. Explain A, B, C body cars. A body, little tiny ones. They came in 1960. Those were the compact cars. B bodies, the mid-size ones. They came in 1962. And C bodies were the full-size cars, which they were making the whole time. So a C body is a big giant boat. A B body is a mid-sized car. Like a Charger, for example. B body. And an A body is one of the small guys. Like the Demon or the Dart or the Duster or, you know, whatever. And of course I say small, but by European standards, still quite large. Japanese standards too. But yeah, A body, B body, C body. Small, medium, and large. Yeah, gotcha. No, and that's cool if you have it laying around. But yeah, you need the tiniest 4-barrel in the world. And the thing is, like, it probably won't work all that well. I mean, the 1-barrel carburetor, yeah, is restrictive, but there are other problems with the Slant 6 beyond being undercarbureted. And I think you will find the limitations in stock configuration if you slap a 4-barrel on it. But having said that, if you could find a tiny Carter Edelbrock, might not be too bad. Mad Brax, another 73 Charger question. 444 speed. Can the oil pan be replaced without pulling the engine? It has a deep Milodon pan dangerously close to the ground. I need this car to be a capable daily. Before 73, absolutely. I have not done this in a 73. I think they still are, but the cross member shape is a little different. And the pan shape is a little different for 73. Speaking of which, make sure you're getting the right pan when you go to do this. Because if you get the 402 pan, the earlier B-body, Charger, etc. pan, it's not the right one. It's like a 9-something. Tom would know. We had to buy 2 of them. A Lancer GT in 62. Yeah, Tom had the answer for me on trim levels there. Yeah, 62 Lancer, not Dart. Lancer is the compact. Just like Stone Soup. Anyway, you should be able to change the pan. Make sure you get the matching pickup as well. But if you can't, it's not my fault. Because they did change the cross member and things are different. But I'm pretty sure it still works. You just drop the steering out and you might have to pull the guard off the transmission. We just did this in a 69 GTX. And there will be a video on that coming this next week. Nice. Couple comments about Cougars. Bell James had one. Rebuilt the 289. Did one road trip. Got back and traded it for the 78 Cordoba. Helping Hand had a Cougar. Hit in every panel. It was okay, but it felt kind of underdeveloped on the road. You know, I want a Cougar because I think they're cool, but I've driven enough Mustangs, and the Cougar is just a fancy Mustang. I've driven enough Mustangs to know they probably aren't the best drivers. I drove the most decent Mustang I've ever experienced recently, 66, with the 289. And it was decent. Took it for a test drive, got back. These people had just bought it. And they just kind of wanted my opinion and to know nothing was falling off. And I said, drives pretty good. It's the best driving Mustang I've ever been in, but it kind of wallers in the corners. You might consider putting a sway bar on it. Then I looked under the front, and it already had one. People make fun of the way classic Chryslers drive sometimes, which is just stupid. Compared to like Fords of that era, the torsion bar Mopar is fantastic. Anyway, that's been my experience. Yeah. Computer's making noise again. Great. Cleveland Maker, I knew you would be happy to finally see a forward look car on the channel. So there you go. And I'm planning to do more. Yeah, Steve Hovey's got it. Yeah, the 225 is just not going to utilize a bigger carburetor. It's not going to help. Yeah. Ah, yes, the never mentioned D body, the Imperial. And then, of course, E-body, and then all the other things. Yeah. Stephen Andrews, yes, the Newport is still here. I still have to get that drivable for my friend Mitch. Apparently, he does not want to sell it. He wanted to sell it, but then he informed me he did not want to sell it. Yeah, 971 pan. Thank you. Yeah, 971 is the number for the correct 73 and up big block B-body pan. Anyway, yeah, we're going to do video on the Newport, I guess, eventually sometime. I need to get back to that. It's only been a year and a half. I don't see what the problem is. But yeah, I don't think. I told him I had someone interested, and he said, no, I don't want to sell it. Rooster is here, slightly late, and says hello from flooded Minnesota. Really tired of trees falling on power lines and race trailers. Cut so much lately, the saw is family. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, Mark Farr, yeah. Yeah, Chrysler House still went broke and merged with Mitsubishi. Yeah, and then there was a Mitsubishi love affair in America too, Diamond Star Motors. Anyway, I've heard of the Hemi 6's amazing wonderment, but I've never seen one in person ever. So I'd like to. I would like to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the big buzz, the Mighty Poly fired up in the 57. Yeah, runs good too. Runs good. Keith Calitri wants to know if I've heard about the SRT Charger in Seattle terrorizing the streets with loud exhaust. I saw a post about it online. Yeah, over $80,000 in fines. Rooster, no comment on Cougars. My wife's a few years older than me. Hank Reardon says if you could find an old Holley Economaster 450, you might get it to run okay. Yeah, the Economaster. We talked about that like a couple months ago. Yeah, that goofy spreadbore thing. Daryl Burgess reminds me Cougars have a longer wheelbase, so it might be more my thing. Yes, yeah, the Cougar is an upscale, slightly larger, slightly gooder Mustang. Sam M. Hi, Jamie. Any progress on the Demon rear end? A lot of people seem to have missed the fact that I drove the car at the end of the video. I don't know how, but I fixed it in the video and then drove it. I did not explain in the video that I put the 48s back in the car. I figured I'd just explain that later. I was hoping to go to the drag strip last Friday, but that didn't happen. Next Friday is my next shot, so we'll see what happens. Nice. Dan Mafia had a 73 Cougar when I was 16 years old. Nice. Shackles, air shocks, traction bars, glass packs, homemade sway bar across the traction bars, and a 351 Cleveland. Wow. No beret, what is up? Good evening. Hope all is well. I'll just put that on the board for a minute. Mm-hmm. And this, the modified McPherson strut makes Fords feel like they're on pogo sticks. Yeah, pretty much does. Never yell movie in a crowded firehouse. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's against the law. Rooster's first funny car was a Cougar called the Finagler. 302 8-barrel injected, light and fast, handled like a bucket of water. Nice. Nice. Dan Tupper says lots of my girlfriends had Mustangs, and I was often working on them, so they often drove my early A-bodies, and often had them want to keep driving my worst Barracuda. Nice. Nice. Huh. Russ Peters Derelicts knew a guy that had a 4-barrel on a 250 Chevy. Yeah, that's a 250 Chevy, though. Used a 390 vacuum secondary Holley. Yeah, that's exactly what I was recommending. Because, of course, it's a vacuum secondary, and the primary side is plenty small to be happy on the slant. It's just the rest of the carb that you don't really need. Yeah. Snowmonk VX. I can answer this question. Your opinion, do any other Mopars look good with Daytona wings? No. Absolutely not. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Hate it. It really bothers me. I think it's terrible. The 71 wing car idea I find interesting because they could have made those. That's where they would have gone if they weren't banned by NASCAR. So I find that one interesting. Like there's kind of a historical precedent for it, right? If you haven't seen the 71 wing cars, it's like a website and group. And yes, I'm very caught up on the chat. I'm all the way caught up on the chat. I was going to make a joke about it in a minute. But Tony must still be on. We haven't seen Tony people yet. Anyway, the Daytona wing needs to stay on the Daytona. I've seen him on modern Challengers. I've seen him on. It's just so bad. I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. It's just my opinion, but I don't like crossing the streams. You know what I mean? I love factory Mopar stripes, original Mopar stripes, and I don't like when people put the wrong stripe on the wrong car, you know? I just don't. Yeah. Steve Hovey, if I recall, the Valiant had a model with the 2-barrel intake and a special Carter carb that was 300 CFM. I'm pretty sure it was less than 300 CFM, but I could be wrong. But no, not the Valiant. The Super 6 was available in the Volare. Aspen Volare F bodies. Pretty sure it was gone. Pretty sure that didn't come until after the A body was gone. Joel Shooter is here and says, "Good evening, Jamie. Why is Stellantis so intent on killing off Chrysler?" Probably because they don't make money. It's been an ongoing Chrysler theme for like generations. Yeah, it's a little upsetting, but yeah. That's the best I could guess. Paul Steinberg, how you doing? Great videos this week. Mr. Ignition strikes again. Thank you, Paul. Why did Jack Daniels run off the bar? He was chased by a grizzly bear. Rocket Tom says, yeah, Volare. Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, 77. I was going to say I thought it came in 77, but I didn't want to be wrong, so I didn't say it. But yeah, A-body was gone after 76, and the Super 6 came the next year. Tom says, kind of like the 66 Charger ducktail. I agree with that. I like that. When I had my 66, I strongly considered getting one. Just a PSA. Harbor Freight's black plastic weld filler works great to fix cracked 90s Ram fuel tanks. That is good to know. That's very good to know. Yeah, 184 of you out there. If you have any like questions or comments about this week's videos or anything like that, drop them, because I actually caught up to the end of the comments, which is crazy. I was going to pick up a guitar, but anyway. Yeah. Oh, and please hit like on the stream if you don't mind, because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. The wing. No, not as bad as you think it is. It's worse. Do I still have a Daytona right here? God, maybe I put it back. I don't even know. There are so many, like... There are a lot of, like, die-casts and Hot Wheels in my immediate vicinity. Power Wagon. Oh, I love the Power Wagon. Remember that time I had a Power Wagon? I can tell you now that I don't own it. I liked the idea of the Power Wagon much, much more than the actual Power Wagon. And that's why people ruin them and put them on modern frames, but I just couldn't bring myself to do that. Anyway. Challenger. Showing you that one. I still need to get their modern Challenger. They even have one in the right color, although it is a Hellcat. It's not a car, but I'm kind of a big deal. Oh, all the these came from Walter G. Quite some time ago when I was up in my wife's office because it was too cold to hang out here. And she finally kicked them out of her office, so now they're down here too. Oh yeah. 70 Super B. I don't like the two-tone paint, but I like the 70 Super B. Pretty cool. And of course, the Johnny Lightning Demon. That's a good one. Not as good as, you know, oh stop, this one, but pretty good. See, now I'm behind on the comments again. You're welcome. Oh, Rick Rice says the 71 wing car folks live in my town. Nice. Nice. Chris, just wondering about your tune-up trick. I tried your method of advancing to see where it's happiest. Just seems to revving. Revving? Like start revving up? If it's revving up, it's happier there. Stopped at 20 degrees initial. Spec is 7.5. How do you know when to stop? Well, here's the thing. If you're using my technique, then what you're going to do after that is recurve your distributor so you can have that 20 degrees at base and still not blow up your engine when you hit the gas. But vacuum gauge is the best way to know where to stop. When the needle starts dancing around, that's not what you want. You want the highest stable vacuum reading. And it really involves your ear quite a bit. But yeah, 20 degrees initial is probably about right. But again, you can't leave it that way if you have a 25, 30 degree curve in your distributor because you will blow that engine up. Under hard acceleration, you're going to get pinging like crazy and bad stuff's going to happen. And it probably won't like cruising on the highway either. Joel Shooter wants to know if I saw the movie with Robert Blake and the 68 CUDA with the wing. I did not. Stellantis Euro execs think everyone should buy Fiats. Yeah, they know nothing about America. The last CEO that had success with Chrysler Corp being profitable was Lee Iacocca, and the way he did that was by getting rid of everything we loved. Yep. Anti-Stupid wants to know if I ever considered mounting the spare tire for the ramp truck to the front bumper. Yes, that's where it's mounted on my 1973 crew cab. Yeah, 1973. It's a very grandpa thing to do, and I did consider it. But the thing is, I have that push bar grill guard that I'm going to mount up there, and so that kind of doesn't work. Yeah, I was going to put a spare hanger on it, but then I didn't. Yes, when you get a hole in the piston, you went too far. Exactly. Gary Hergert's really disappointed that I didn't try the 8-track in his truck, and so am I. Huh. J Van, 88 D150 steering went ridiculously easy. Changed pump, no change. Seems to be too high of pressure. Well, if you change the pump and it didn't change, probably not. And those pumps run pretty high pressure, actually. Normally. That's a weird one. Why was it not ridiculously easy before, I guess would be the question. I got nothing. Within 2 years, Chrysler Stellantis will be bankrupt again. Are they not bankrupt already? 4339JK wants to know, have you done any thermoquad clips? Kind of. I did a thermoquad rebuild in a live stream with my sister. That was last October or something when I hit 31,000 subscribers. I never did a follow-up, really. I always planned to do a big thermoquad overhaul video, but I just never did. And Russ Beaters Daleks, you can get out of here because the thermoquad is great. When it works. Yep. Yeah. Rooster says, when I go to a music store and pick up a guitar, I buy it. So I quit going to music stores. Yeah, every time I go there, I spend a lot of money. I went in there asking if they knew where any Rickenbackers were, which they did not. But while I was there, I almost bought a Gretsch. And I bought a new recording box, and I bought a couple pedals. And yeah, so I need to just not go there. Mm-hmm. End of Time had a black Trans Am that was vandalized with 2 green wieners on the doors, and I got more attention than the stock stripes. Scott Prado used to be my #1 troll. He doesn't hang around here anymore. He's like a city councilman and has better things to do. But I had a 74 Charger for a time, and I had just put it in primer gray, and I think I was about 19 or 20, and no, I was 19. Yeah, I was 19. And he made fun of it, of course. You know, he's been my biggest troll for a lot longer than I've been on the internet. He blew my car up once. That was cool. Anyway, he took some safety yellow spray paint and painted 2 giant dicks on it. Yep. Because he said that car's just a giant penis replacement. That's all it is. He's not wrong. Nice. Jordan, been considering trying to find a 68 to 70 Coronet for my first project since I can't afford a charger. Pal, you'll be lucky if you can afford a Coronet. Those are, because they're not Chargers and no one can buy Chargers anymore, the Coronets have gone through the roof too. They are super desirable. My favorite is the 68. I love 68 Mopars basically across the board. And so it's 68 Coronet for me, but there's no bad answer in that group. I'd say 68, and my second choice would be 70 for the loop bumper. The 69 grill, I could take it or leave it. Again, fine car, cool car. But 68 is the one for me. McLovin Garage has a 70, which I keep trying to convince him to sell or trade me, which he doesn't like the sound of for some reason. It's a blue, B5 blue 318 car, two-door. He calls it C5? C5? C4? C4. Whatever. I don't know. C something. Yeah. It's really sweet. I like blue Mopars. Yes. Rocket Tom has a 70 Coronet coming in soon. Can't wait. I believe it's purple too, isn't it? Rooster wants to know what the plan is for Gary's new truck. Getting it on the road. He ordered tires. Yeah. He got new tires ordered and most everything rubber, but he never has a plan. Nice. My sister says that live stream was in November, and it was during a rowdy thunderstorm. It was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree. The K-car concept was great. I mean, it worked. It saved Chrysler. Yeah. Brilliant. But their downfall was when they tried leaning on that concept too long. Nice. Are you guys not into 30s Mopars? It's not that we're not. It's just that they almost never come around. I did a video on a 1936 Plymouth once, and it is... I've had some popular videos since then. So I think it's been knocked down a couple spots. Let me check. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a 34 Plymouth, sorry. It's my 8th most popular video of all time. 34 Plymouth Coupe. Really cool car. Wish I'd had the opportunity to buy it. It was already sold when I saw it. That thing was awesome. And I got it running and driving. Anyway, into them? Yeah, it's just not what we normally see. We're basically centered around the muscle era, but that doesn't mean that's all we're going to do. Nice. Looking forward to the It's Okay, I Have a Ramp Truck t-shirt. Me too. I saw a proof for the article that's going to be in Mopar Collector's Guide. It will be on the cover. Anyway, yes, hopefully the t-shirt happens soon. It's not happening yet, but hopefully it happens soon. Plan for the truck. Drive it? Order new kidneys? Yeah, some of the springs in that truck might be extra. Colton Tar as well. If I took out the ignition module of my truck, how do I bench test it? Don't take it out. Test it on the truck. Watch my Classic Chrysler Ignition Systems video, and you will learn how to do that there. There may well be resistance tests you can do, and you can take it to the parts house if your local parts house has an ignition module tester. Some do. O'Reilly should. I don't know about any others, but O'Reilly should. But yeah, I'm not familiar with any bench tests. I just test them on the vehicle. Nice. Rusty Pliers 74. I'm dropping the K-member in my Challenger. How do I get the torsion bars loose? Well, you loosen the adjuster bolts in the lower control arms. They're 3/4 inch hex, and as rusty as I'm pretty sure that car is, you're gonna want to soak those bolts. Yeah, loosen them, and then, obviously with it off the ground, you want to get a torsion bar removal tool, which clamps around the bar, and then you smack it with a hammer. Make sure you spray everywhere. Tom already gave you that answer in a comment, so there you go. Orin Cahoon, 70 Coronet, 1 year only. Yes, well, really they're all 1 year only is the thing, but 68 and 9 are very, very similar. Same with the Roadrunner. Other B-bodies. You know what I meant. Uh-huh. Just kidding. Variable venture. Just kidding about wood chippering the thermal quad. You weren't kidding, and that's okay. On the other hand, variable Venturi designs used by Ford and Pontiac. I'm not familiar with those at all. Yeah. Nice. Jeff Militich has been seeing a lot of old cars and street rods running around. Apparently, it's Hot Rod Weekend at the fairgrounds in Minnesota. Nice. 68 was the best year for cars in general, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was up there. Yeah, C4 for Coronet 440. Nice. Don't have any plans to sell it. I know. A man can dream, though. A man can dream. Yeah. Speed Demon. There was a 68 Super B for sale in Virginia a few months ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that one. People are asking 10 for those, like in absolute terrible condition. Same as Chargers. It's a Super B. It's worth zillions, I guess. Anyway. Don Ross. Thanks for another great Sunday evening, Jamie. Looking forward to more videos. Thank you, Don. Happy to do it. Rooster. So have you driven the 68 Charger lately? She told me she's lonely. No, the 68 Charger's broken. And I don't know what it is yet. And I would have. So my wife was off doing things yesterday, and I had all kinds of time, and I was planning to go out and mess with the Charger. I finally moved the thing that was blocking it in so I could actually back it out of the shop and screw around with it. And I ruined my ankle, so I couldn't really move. I was not going to hobble out there. So I hope to do that soon. Anyway, that thing is getting dusty. It's only been, 5-6 weeks since I drove it last, and it looks like it's been there for years. It's terrible. My shop is the worst. $6,500 for a rust bucket is ridiculous. Have you tried buying a Charger lately? I paid $10 for mine, and I'd do it again. But I keep seeing much worse than mine for much more than 10, and it's like, dude, what is wrong with you people? Like, there's a point, right? Connor Lake Havasu is late. Has been doing battle with a CRV AC compressor. That doesn't sound fun. Anyway, welcome aboard. Oh, Granddad's Junk's got 2 1930 Plymouths. Nice. Yeah, they're neat cars. Yeah, Joel, I don't know what movie you're talking about. Hero car was a 68 or 9 Cuda with a Superbird wing. I might have seen the car on the internet. Yeah. Oh, Farley's Garage. Yeah, you emailed me about that. Yes. Yes. Yep, I responded. I would do that. The specs they gave looked pretty good to me. I think that's the way you should go. At least I'm assuming that was you that messaged me, because that sounds like the same story. Yeah. A deep onion. It's Paul Jamie. What? Yeah. Jeff Militich thinks 67 was the best year for all cars. Yeah, good one. There were a lot of good 67s too. Yeah. Connor Lake Havasu, have you seen the 75 Yellow Dart on Craigslist in East Olympia? I don't go on Craigslist. Yeah, Tony started late, running long, maybe a late invasion. Yeah, I kind of figured. Nice. Yeah, 68 had beautiful interiors too. Yeah, I love the 68 Charger. The 69 is still very similar, but I love the upholstery in the 68. I just think it's the best. Yeah, Connor, Craigslist is a ghost town as far as I'm concerned. I don't go there. But sometimes Evan sends me Craigslist links. 69 Coronet on eBay for $11,000. 6-cylinder, but a nice car. The Joker. Never. Nope. Steve Miller Band. No. I'd rather die. Sorry. I am to the end of the comments. Yeah, Dan, no, he wiped a lobe. There's a lobe gone on that one. They said, bring us your stock one. We'll grind that because it's a way better core. Steve, I am a fan of Rush. Oh, dang it. I'm sorry, I forgot. Mike wanted me to play him out so he could go to the hot tub. I don't know what to play. I'm out of ideas. I think I said that last week. I like Rush, but it's not my thing. Yeah, Rusty Pliers. I'm glad you're going back for your shell because we were told you needed that. Nice. Yeah, Jordan got bit by the Mopar bug a little too late. All the B bodies near me are overpriced piles of rust. Welcome to it. Yeah. Deftones. I don't play any Deftones, but I like them. Why does my 67 Cornet rain on my feet when it rains? Bad wiper pivot seals. Bartman422. Don't know if this has been asked. What do you think of graveyard cars? It hasn't been asked any time recently. I don't like reality TV. I mean, Mark is a knowledgeable dude. I've actually talked to him on Marketplace in the past because we're in roughly the same geographical area. But the TV show, I can't do it. In the summertime. That's a great one. If her daddy's rich. Jeff Keller. How you doing, sir? I'm okay. Any advice on looking for a not overpriced Mopar wagon? Keep looking. Yeah. No. I strongly dislike Steve Miller. Fly Like an Eagle is fine, but I've heard it way too many times. Play El Paso by famous Charger NASCAR racer Marty Robbins. I wonder what key that's in. I bet it's in C. Nope, it's in B major. That's what I hear it in anyway. Way down in the West Texas town of Way down in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Alright, that's all I got. I can see Rose's Cantina from here. That's definitely the wrong key. I don't know why I was hearing it in that. I've been thinking lately about the people that I meet. The car wash on the corner and a hole in the street. The way my ankles hurt with shoes on my feet. And I wonder if I'm gonna see tomorrow. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. And then we'll whistle and go fishing in a heaven. Fish and a whistle, whistle and fish. Eat everything that they put on your dish. When we get through, we'll make a big wish that we never have to do this again. Dang it. Never have to do this again. Again. It goes somewhere. Again. Oh, Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. And then we'll whistle and go fishing in a heaven. We'll whistle and go fishing in a heaven. We'll whistle and go fishing in a heaven. And Dave Harvey muted his screen. He hates acoustic guitars, or so I've heard. Suggestions for 340 engine rebuilder in southern BC, Canada. I don't know anyone up there. Oh, awesome. Rusty Pliers got that shell at home. Already got body parts coming. Nice. Spill the wine. I dreamt. Dang it. What did he dream? Whatever. Can't play that one. Yeah. Dalton Sparks. On my 62 D500, it has a circle with an inward arrow shape on each side of the circle. Is that the Fratzog? 62. 60. Well, that doesn't help. Well, that's a... Oh. Oh, yeah, the D500 has a different, goofier logo. I don't know what that is. I think that's... Yeah, because here's 65 and it's a frat song. 60 D500. 61. I don't think my 61 had the cap anymore because it would have been the same. Yeah, I don't know what that logo is. I don't think I've ever seen it before, and if I have, I didn't notice. Josh, how dare you bring up Wooly Bully again? How dare you? Robert Fitch says, I think it's a washtub bass on that song. Nice. Wow. Geared for torque. I found a complete 1950 Windsor for $800. I love the lines. Plan on putting a Magnum in it. Nice. Play some Johnny Winter, Tobacco Road. I like Tobacco Road a lot. I like the idea as much as the song. I don't know the first word. All I had was hanging on my back. Whatever. 'Cause it's home. The only life I've ever known. Only you know how alone. How alone. Tobacco Road. If you want to hear bad covers of songs from the 60s, you've come to the right place. Jonathan Pickle was on a road trip yesterday and saw a 60s ramp truck. Nice. Poncho and Lefty. Yeah, I did that one once. Yeah. Michael Adamo, how you doing? Barracuda with the Wing was in the movie Corky with Robert Blake. Huh. Yeah. No, I got Dan, yes, I got your reference to Rawhide, but in the movie, they describe it as it's a television show. Theme from the television show Rawhide. Thank you. They open and close the set with it. What kind of music do you normally have here? Oh, we have both kinds. Country and Western. Rawhide. Move them up. Whatever. Anyway. Do Psycho Killer on the bass. I probably could, but the bass is really far away. Dude, I learned Poncho and Lefty, and I don't know if I remember how to play it. Ooh, but I just figured out there's a hole in Daddy's arm. No, it's the wrong key. I always get that one in the wrong key. Dang it. I would love to play Poncho and Lefty, but I can't remember the chords. Fine. We'll ask the internet. All I need is the first one, and then we're good. D, A, G, B minor. Yeah, I know that. The original is tuned down a half step. That's funny. Did I play it in? I might have played it in C. Yeah, whatever. I don't even care anymore. I'm over it. I have to learn it all over again, I guess. Because it's just gone. Stephen Andrews would love a 62 Dodger Plymouth wagon, please. See what I can do. Good night, all classics. Yeah. Mopar 73 Duster. Yeah, great point. I see that 57 has a reduction starter on it. Well, yeah, but it also has a 60s poly engine and a 63.4 push button 3-speed aluminum torque plate automatic. So yeah, it's also got a newer starter to match. My sister says, do that one song from Death Proof. Chick Habit? What's the other one? I dreamt I was in a Hollywood movie. Thank you. Nice. Very nice. What is the Death Proof song? I don't even know. And Chick Habit's the one at the end. No idea. Chris Freemaster, what's up? How about some Skinnerd? I used to cover Simple Man. I don't know Arlo Guthrie, any Arlo Guthrie songs, really. I was born in a trunk. My mama died and my daddy got drunk. Nice. Wasn't it Left Me Here to Die Alone? Left me here to die alone in the middle of Tobacco Road. Boom, boom. Chris, it's not necessarily even a matter of fuel quality. It's just a matter of what your engine really wants. The factory tune was conservative. Ideally, they wanted those cars to live a long time. In performance land, we want them to make power. And those two things occasionally do not cooperate. Do you have a grill for an 86 Dodge D150? I do not. Oh, dang. I helped Rusty Plier 74 ruin his future financially. That's awesome. I'm happy to help. What made me jump the gun on buying a classic Mopar was you buying your beautiful red Charger. This one. Or, remarkably similar. Hold on. Hang on. Hold on. Ooh. Ram truck. This is a lot of stuff. I told you there was a lot of stuff. It's getting out of hand. This one. Yay! Although this one's got a white stripe, which I really like. Made me realize I only have one life. Might as well get my dream car. Hey, good for you, and I'm happy to help. 1952 Vincent Black Lightning. Black Vincent Lightning. I've listened to that since, I assume it was you that mentioned it the first time, so I've listened to it. It's in my YouTube rotation now, but, excuse me, I still haven't learned. Rust Speeder Derelicts. Any idea why 1969 383 Magnum Commando engines, non-AC had a Carter, AC cars had a Holly? AC 383 four barrels were not actually 383 four barrels. They were, but they weren't. They weren't the same engine. It wasn't actually the same package. They also weren't orange generally, when they should have been. So I assume that's the reason. I actually didn't know that one had a Carter and one didn't, but I know there's a 5 horsepower difference. It's 330 versus 335, and the color. And I truly don't know why. I just know they're not the same. Awesome. Dalton Sparks says, me and my 4-year-old really enjoy the music, and I enjoy the knowledge. I'm happy to help. Nice. Poncho and Lefty starts in G. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. But down in Mexico by the coasters. Yeah. I've had to play Funk 49 on a stage, but I don't actually know how. I used to play down in Mexico. That might be why my sister was asking me to play it. Down in a Mexicali, there's a crazy little place that I know. I didn't turn my guitar on. Where the drinks are hotter than the chili sauce, and the boss is a cat named Joe. He wears a red bandana, plays a cool piano, and a honky tonk down in Mexico. Mexico. He wears a purple sash and a black mustache in a honky tonk down in Mexico. Yeah. That one. Yeah, Alice's Restaurant. Yeah, and I haven't actually learned to play that yet either. Probably need to figure that out eventually. Oh, Barry Kuda is here. Entertain me. Are you not entertained? Yeah. Yeah, Death Proof had a great soundtrack. It's quite the movie. My brother, Stuntman Bob. There are a lot of videos. I haven't done it in a while, but every time I used to say something about my brother, I would say, my brother, Stuntman Bob. Anyway. So you got to get some lyrics wrong or else no one would know it was me. At Zero, what's up? Mopar A-Bodies Forever, among others. Nice. Ram truck and funny car flipper body. Bucket list? Interesting. Mrs. One-Eyed Cat wants to get a bus. John Chapman has a driver quality grill off an 88D series. Don't know where John Chapman is at. McLovin is in Oregon. Yeah, 383RB engine. Yeah, very different. But that was early 60s. That wasn't this time. Yeah, the 383RB was this whole other thing. I always forget about that one. I know about the 350. In fact, I love telling people about the 350 and the 361 because no one knows what that is. It's incredible. Nice. John even picked up an 8.8 Ford rear for my Dart. Chopped it up today. I'll weld it back up eventually. Nice. Okay, it was Classic Dude Mike that turned me onto that song, yeah. 52, Vincent, Black Lightning. Yep. Nice. In a honky tonk. There you go. Yeah, the beauty of the 8.8 is it's cheap. I told you, sir, we only play 80s Joel. No. Yeah, we already did that, but I'll do it again. Oh, that song from Death Proof. Yeah, you gotta sing Chick Habit in French. It's quite good and it's quite beyond me. Good stuff. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. I'm happy to help with any advice and answer questions and stuff like that. Chris says it's so cool to be able to hang out here and get a bit of knowledge along with some good entertainment. What else could you ask for? You're probably right. I probably should check out more Arlo Guthrie. Yeah. Yeah, that's why Colin was Stuntman Bob. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The whiskey pour on the gunshot wound. Yeah. Pathetic. I don't know. My sister must be busy or something, because usually when people ask her to post links, she does. Maybe she's got other things going on. Yeah. What's on to 2B? I have a 70 Duster and want to get an 8 3/4. They're expensive and rare as hen's eggs. Well, yeah. Yes. You think an 8.8 from a Mustang is the alternative, would need modifications, though. Yeah, that's exactly what that guy was just talking about. Yeah, it works. You know, I mean, if you have the technology or you have a friend that has the technology, there you go. That's a fine way to go. But me, it's factory parts for me. Night Bell James, we'll catch you later. Yeah, may well be a cam difference. Again, I don't know the particulars. That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. But I just don't know. Oh, that grill's Johnson, North Carolina. Well, that's a little inconvenient. Nice. Wait, is Sin City Tarantino? Is it? I didn't think so. No, it's Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez. That's not Tarantino. Dang it. I just need the first words. It's all I need. Every time. An old cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. Upon a ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw. Dang it, that might be wrong. Red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged skies and up the cloudy draw. Yippee-i-oh, yippee-i-ay, Ghost rider in the sky. It's a little too low. I could have transposed it. You know, maybe Johnny Cash does it in B. Yeah, maybe he does it in B. Anyway. Fine, then do Uptown Girl. That was a Step Brothers reference. I don't play any Joel. Jeff Hutchins says the 71 Daytona looks great. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. But anything else... Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the 8.8 thing, that's it. You shorten the long side, and you get another short axle, flip it over to that side, and there you go. There are those who call me Tim? That's I know a good bit of Monty Python, but I don't know that. If this place had pizza and Mexican Coke, I'd never leave. Ah, Mexican Coke's the best. Ah, yes. I. Forget those other guys. Whatever key that's in. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. That's it. Dave, D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick, and Titch. I think that's it. If Pete Townsend had joined the band, it would have been Dave, D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick, Titch, and Pete. But he didn't. Anyway. Oh, City of New Orleans. I know that song. I can't play it, but I know it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm so confused. I mean, last time I checked, 3 3/4 inch is the same as 3 3/4 inch. Nice. Joel could ask for tacos, but none appear. Easy to confuse Rodriguez and Tarantino. And fair, too, because they did that thing. No, I didn't trade the ramp truck for the Dakota RT. I traded the Dakota RT for the ramp truck. Advice and a concert. Cool. Tony would never sing cool songs. There was one time I couldn't make the live stream, and I told everyone to go ask Tony to play Freebird. I don't know if that happened. Excuse me. Night, Paul Shea. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Banana Truck. Modifying 67 A-body K-frame for big block. Also modding for 68 idler. Thoughts? Should I just look for a spool style? Yeah. 68 spool. The 73 to 76 spool style is so much better in every way. Yeah. First they turned the frogs gay. Now they're giving the hens teeth. Mm-hmm. Quentin. Feet. Uh-huh. We're only making plans for Nigel. Ba-ba-ba-da-da. We only want what's best for him. Ooh. We're only making plans for Nigel. Nigel just needs this helping hand. Yeah. Is that right? And if you, where does it go? Is it A? And if your Nigel thinks he's happy. Oh, I don't know where it goes from there, dang it. Anyway, he must be happy in this world. We're only making plans for Nigel. Nigel. There you go. What is your favorite color? It's either blue or red. It's kind of both. Riders on the Storm. I need the Rhodes piano for that. ZZ Top, hard to play on an acoustic guitar. Oh, that was the Wolf and the Ghostwriter song. Nice. 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 Ooh. Dave Harvey, non-Mopar, Dead Dodge Garage relevant question. I got a line on a Holly Street Dominator single plane intake modified for use on the Hawk, which means it's probably an Oldsmobile intake. Any idea if that might be a good upgrade? Yeah, it probably would be a good upgrade. Yeah, maybe grab that. Hardest Saturday Night. Yeah, Tom Waits. I can't. I need to learn some Tom Waits songs on the acoustic guitar. Mm-hmm. We're only making plans for Nigel. Trailer for sale or rent. Rooms to let for 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. I smoke old stogies that I have found. I don't think these are the right chords. Short, but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means. Of course it's a 145. Why wouldn't it be a 145? King of the road. Old boxcar, midnight out train. Is it? Maybe it isn't. Destination Bangor, Maine. Whatever. It's fine. Yes. If young Nigel says he's happy, whatever. Can't understand the accent. I always just imagined it's your Nigel. You got a little toy Nigel. It's just a Nigel. Anyway. Mm-hmm. What's the average airspeed of an unladen swallow? African or European? My daughter really, really likes Robin Hood Men in Tights. And so, with that in mind, I thought she should probably watch that movie. Monty Python, Search for the Holy Grail or whatever. And so I put it on for the other night, and she said she liked it, but she fell asleep. Is it true that you would trade your brother for a 68 Hemi 4-speed Charger? I don't think I can answer that truthfully. Yeah, the early A-body exhaust manifold looks insane. Doing anything else is such a pain. Yes. Yes, it is. John, I'm doing a video on my friend Mike's 64 Dart with a 360 Magnum going through factory 273 manifolds, early A manifolds. I did another video on that car, say, a year and a half ago, and 1964 Dodge Dart with a 360 Magnum. Excuse me. And a 4-speed. And we went out for a drive. That thing is nuts. And you don't notice that missing horsepower. That's all I'll say. It'll get you a long way. I don't know any replacements. I will not play Werewolves of London. I really don't like that song. TV dinners, I don't know. Dave, think I'd want to get a bigger carb with that intake. Well, yours is kind of special. You might still need that. Well, I don't know that one. I only know the one XTC song. That I apologize. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, the drum intro. Oh, it's good stuff. From what I understand, it was a mistake by the drummer that they ended up going with because they thought it was awesome. Oh, yeah. Music's full of happy accidents. I'm only kind of taking requests. I don't know that one. And no, I'm not a deadhead either, which is kind of weird. RL Burnside. God, I knew some RL Burnside, but that was a long, long time ago. Data LeBreton, do you think it's sacrilege if I cut out the rear quarter lip to fit bigger wheels on my 75 Valiant? No. My demon's already mangled in that area, which means you're going to be fine. I don't know any smithereens. You guys have all kinds of interesting requests. See you, Rooster. Mel Brooks is the best. I thought about another Mel Brooks movie that she could watch. Yeah, she liked that one a lot. She was in the Missoula Children's Theater. They come around to elementary schools and they do week-long productions of plays. And it's kind of awesome how they do it. No, I will not be playing Mexican radio. Anyway, she did that and she loved it. She did it last year. It was Jungle Book last year, and this year it was Robin Hood. And she was a horseman, and it was adorable. They have the little horse, and they pretend they're on horses, and there's a kid backstage bonking coconuts together. And so that was why I wanted to have her watch Holy Grail, because the coconut thing. But anyway, she said, I want to watch Robin Hood the movie. I want to see my part. And I said, well, you have a lot of choices. You could watch the animated one. So she watched the animated one. And then I said, I think you should watch Robin Hood Men in Tights. And she did, and she loved it. Yeah. I don't think we're quite ready for Blazing Saddles. I've never seen Young Frankenstein. I don't know why not. Spaceballs, of course. But yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them. Any Johnny Cash? Yeah, but sore subject. Yeah, but we have a dyno at work, and if I don't make at least 300 horsepower, they'll make fun of me. Well, that's more of a them problem, but anyway. I'm not a Roy Orbison fan, and I don't really know why. Can't roller skate in a buffalo herd, no. There's so much going on. Are you ever going to go 2x4s with the intake I sent you on the 68? Probably not. Probably not. Young Frankenstein might be a good one for her. I'll keep that in mind. I think Blazing Saddles is a bit much. You'd think I'd be able to play Rock Lobster, but I got nothing. Anxiety safe for a child, the producers. How do you know? Yeah, yep. That was right at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. Nice. Nice. 318 Magnum started listening to The Dead, and it's the best. I just never got into them. You should cover the Lemonheads covering Dinosaur Jr. Nice. Nice. Chris, practicing doing the tune-up on my 66 Tornado recently. 18 inches mercury vacuum. There's a tiny bounce to the needle. Dude, they're almost never actually rock solid. You could try running some crap through it just in case you've got a little bit of a gunked up valve or something. I mean, if it's running pretty well and it sounds even enough, I wouldn't. Yeah. Yes, she was on stage, not the kid backstage punking the coconuts. Yes, Robin Hood Men in Tights, indeed. Good stuff. Yes. Yeah, Princess Bride is coming back to theaters for some reason. Right? Oh no, anyway, she watched it. But yeah, they could definitely watch it together. Stop making that noise. No, Princess Mononoke's gonna be in theaters. She's gonna see that. There's a weird noise happening. Did my brother just get home? Seems unlikely. Lots of info. Big bolt front spindle upgrades for 67 Barracuda. Already have a 78 Diplomat. Would you consider that a suitable donor? Yes, but I don't think you can use the upper arms from that. And the spindles are technically different, but apparently it doesn't matter and might actually improve suspension geometry. So yeah, the brakes themselves will be just fine. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. I'm a fan. Your daughter will miss a lot of the jokes in Spaceballs if she hasn't seen Star Wars. Yeah, she hasn't really gotten into that. My sister's going to make me watch Young Frankenstein. Nice. Nice. You can expect to get about 17, 18 maybe. I used to be able to play that on violin. My mom wouldn't let me quit playing violin until I learned Devil Went Into Georgia. And I wasn't very good at it, but she said, good enough. Merchandising, merchandising, merchandising. Spaceballs the action figure. Spaceballs the DVD box set. Spaceballs the flamethrower. The kids love this one. I just heard they are literally just starting to produce Spaceballs 2, which I hope will be called The Search for More Money. Yeah. Kind of sounds like you need to just get better coworkers, but I don't know. Dan, I don't know what doors I would play on the guitar, on the acoustic guitar by myself. I know plenty of it. And now for something completely different. High Anxiety is awesome for anyone who has not seen it. And you like Hitchcock. Scott Sullivan. Oh, I should probably go soon. I've been here for 2 hours and 6 minutes, so I think I've passed. Figured out at a car show yesterday why I love what you're doing so much. Resto mods and chassis swaps are ruining classic cars. You actually keep classic cars the way they're supposed to be. Exactly. That is what I do. That's exactly my whole thing. I'm all about that. A classic car to me is more than just like a cool looking body. It's this whole thing. It's a spirit. It's a series of interesting smells. It's the breakdowns. It's the sounds it makes. It's the assistance it needs to continue living, you know? And so many people in this hobby want to throw all that away and turn them into Honda Civics. And it's like, or whatever, you know? I mean, they want to turn them into 90s Corvettes, you know? It's not my thing. It's not my thing at all. I want to keep them around for future generations the way they're supposed to be. So yeah, I'm glad you see that too. I could do that one, but I can't belt it sitting down. There is so much going on in these comments. I could probably figure out Cocaine by Eric Clapton, but once again, acoustic guitar. I mean, whatever. Woo! Dude, I totally forgot. I was supposed to work on this guy's Belvedere. Anyway, I've got a set of valve covers you need for your demon. Yes, you do! Uh-huh. I named my 71 satellite Claire because B-52s. Planet Claire! Have you ever had access to a distributor machine? Kind of, but it didn't really work. It made all kinds of horrible noises. I'd love to play with them, but I always just end up doing my tuning on the car. The machine would be too easy. Yeah, too easy. John, there actually are early A headers available now, but they're very expensive. What rear end did you have in that 64 Dart? I'm actually not sure if it's 3.2 or what. Something like that. Nice. Awesome. At 0, we'll say it here. I'm sick of my 9-inch drums, 5-on-4, A1 wee outer bearings failing me. Pack 'em better? 9-inch, yeah. The Demon's got 10s, and those are staying forever. Whatever that weird thing is. Robbie Krieger stands alone. Carlisle Mopar Madness was awesome. I looked for you, but I guess you missed it. Yeah, I didn't. That's not. Nope. Yeah, John, I feel the same way. Yeah, Mexican spec. Jamie, you're talking about the charm the old cars have that people destroy. Indeed. That's the whole thing. Yeah. Oh, original interiors, very important to me. Any love for Jay and Silent Bob? Yeah, a bit. I follow Kevin Smith's exploits to some degree. Yeah, chat's popping. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I can't keep up. Nice. LDMDID JD is back. Came in on the tail end of the stream. Any advice for installing a trans on an 84 D150? Yeah, don't drop it on your head. Just kind of put it in. Make sure your torque converter is stacked all the way in first, so nothing gets broken. Lowrider by War. Don't know that one. Unless that's that one. Trucking off across the sky. Ain't got it. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Lone Star. Do you think we're being too literal? He said comb the desert. Good night, Dan. It's super late. God, Steven, that's the $1 million question. Cut out the rear wheel wells or not? They're junk, and I kind of want to. Those quarters are ruined, but at the same time, I also don't want to. But I kind of want to. So I don't know. Jury's out. Yep. If I could get yeah. You got a point there, Zero. Classic dude Mike ragged on Gnarly Garage and called their Charger a phony clone. I feel bad. I don't have anything bad to say about what they're doing. But I wouldn't have ever done it. And I watched, the components, and here's what we're putting in it, and we're yeah, okay. I've installed one of those K-frame replacements, and it was terrible, and it was flexy, and whatever. You do you. I do have to admit I've done the modern seats thing a couple times. In certain cases, I could see it. That's all I'll say. But in general, not my thing. And certainly not in, like, a Charger. Yeah. They've gone to plaid. Old cars have a charm you just can't beat. Good night, Alan. Good night, Big Bad Jones. Thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's late. And John even. I'll sit on a 5-gallon bucket before I use modern seats. I've done that. I think I've played enough songs, probably. Well, help me information, get me Memphis, Tennessee. It's actually the only line I know from that song now that I think about it. All right. Night, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate that. Yeah. Dead men don't wear plaid. Oh, that's a great movie. Oh, if you haven't seen Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, Steve Martin at his absolute, just magnificent best. You need a cup of my Java. Friends, enemies of Carlotta, or whatever. Anyway, Jordan, this was my first time catching one of your streams. Had a great time. Loved all the discussions. I'll be back for the next one if I can make it. I will see you then. Thanks for being here. Ciao, Rich Jordan. Yeah. On a CUDA, I would put longer rear air shocks. Old school big ass CUDA. I'm about it. Yeah, it's not my cheap unwanted, buddy. Adios, Mexican Spec. Bartman, Chris Freemaster, Jeff Keller. Thanks everybody for hanging out to the end. It's super late. No, sir. I definitely didn't see you playing with your dolls again, sir. The dude. Next week, do the Phil Collins. I don't have enough toms. Okay, see everybody. Thanks. Bye. See you next week and in the comments. Take it easy. If it's not easy, take it twice.